Hiya folks, Justin Skeens, your friendly neighborhood firearms instructor, coming to you from a very sunny central Ohio today. The finger is still on the mend, but we're getting better and we're making progress. I do have a little bit of motion back in the trigger finger. Been working with my SIRT pistols to try to get that healed back up. It does seem to be helping kind of break down the scar tissue. Have something special here today. My friend Zach brought this out. He just picked it up. This is a Stealth Arms Platypus. We don't have any magazine in here. Chamber is empty. So if you'd like to take a look, we do have optic cut. This is a model that came out after the SHOT Show this year, so he did have to wait quite a while for it. I would expect probably close to a 3-month wait if you go to order one. He did get an aggressive stippling on the grip. He has finger grooves, magazine well. He does have lightning cuts on the slide. He's got a micro comp on it right now. This is the full government length. Very nice single action trigger. He does have some highlights here on the safety and the slide release, as well as the trigger, and that's one of the cool things about this gun. So you can actually have this built to your specifications the way that you want it. Nobody else will have one. I couldn't get him to go for the bubblegum pink and teal, but I tried my best. Another thing that I really like about this gun, let me go ahead and drop this hammer down. You can afford magazines for this gun, unlike a staccato. So 2011 is a very popular double stack 1911 type design, made very popular by STI, which then became staccato. Very popular in competition. The one thing that I've got a hang up on is if I want to have a bunch of magazines with me, it's going to cost me a small fortune. This gun right here uses Glock magazines. These are readily available, very affordable. We're going to see today if it runs. All right, folks, here's a little bit of a closer look. So Zach is a pretty big fan of the original 1911 design. So he wound up going with brown Cerakote on the grip. Kind of simulates from a distance that wood grain look. He did, as I said earlier, have the highlights put on the trigger, the safety, and the slide release. He does have a Cyelee Wolf Pro optic on here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the slide, and we're going to see how this trigger breaks. Again, we're just a hair over 3.5 pounds. Feels much smoother than that though. And the slide itself really feels like it's running on roller bearings. It is a little bit difficult for me to rack right now, but that's mostly because I've still got a lot of swelling in this right hand. A little bit touchy. But so far, I'm pretty impressed with what you're getting here. We're going to go ahead and give some shots down range and see how it does.
That's pretty smooth.
What do you think about the zero on it?
That's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Real close. If there was any kind of change, it would be minimal at best.
What do you think? Like that?
I love it.
Well, so far I'd say Zach's pretty happy with his purchase, and I can't say that I blame him. So I thought I would bring out the closest thing that I had to compare it to, and that would be my CZ SP01 Shadow. Again, nothing in the magazine well. We have an empty chamber. This is a gun that I've had sent off to CZ Custom, had some work done on it, have an EOTech E-Flex optic on it. Did measure these before we started the video here. My CZ's coming out at 41 ounces unloaded. Zach's Platypus came out at 36 ounces unloaded. So there you go. Very similar trigger pulls. We're going to continue to do a little bit of shooting here and maybe do a comparison. I have Zach try out some of my hand loads that I like to use for Steel Challenge and USPSA. All that I'll tell you is that it's mixed range brass with assorted primers. Right now I'm trying out some Servios Adventuras, and I have Steel Valley Casting 147 grain polymer coated 9mm Freedom pills. So we'll see what he thinks of this.
Silky smooth.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I can give us 5 more on the C right next to that A.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel good about that?
That's very good.
Go ahead and finish the magazine out on the head zone of the silhouette.
On the steel or?
On the steel, yep. What could possibly go right? That last one a little bit, but I don't feel terrible about that for a broken finger.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'd say that.
Slap that mag like it owes you money. What do we got going on here, bud? The slide is smooth. So that was me. My thumb rode that slide all the way. So, give you an idea what happened with me. Had your slide forward. My thumb rides up here on this safety, and when I had a hold of it, because of where this bumps out, I felt it drag pretty heavily. So if I was going to shoot this gun more, I would want to float my right thumb out a little bit. I don't think it would be a problem to ride your support hand thumb forward, but for sure I got right into here and I could feel those serrations grab my thumb. So here we were zeroing the optic with some Freedom Munitions 147 grain plated round nose, new. And you can see here that we had a failure to go into battery. I believe it was an out of spec round. I didn't really look into it more, but the next round functioned fine. And this is the one time that we did have a malfunction that I couldn't attribute directly to something that Zach or I had done. So just wanted to include it for clarity. All right, folks, give you some final thoughts here on the Stealth Arms Platypus. What you're basically getting for your money is a double stack 1911 designed the way that you want it with the features that you want it. I can tell you after running some rounds downrange today, it's very smooth. When the shooter's doing their part, it's very accurate. You have the Glock magazine compatibility, so if you're running 3-gun or 2-gun, or if you just happen to have a PCC that takes Glock magazines, this might be a great fit. You get a pretty nice trigger out of the box. This one was breaking just above 3.5 pounds. And you'll see here, the trigger is very nice, very little take up, nice crisp break, and the reset is very fast. The gun feels really good in the hand. The frame is a little bit light, but I do like my steel frame guns. Recoil is minimal. The slide itself feels like it's on roller bearings. There is a slight swell back here by the optic on the slide that was giving me some problems. Zach didn't seem to have much of an issue with it. We did have some failure to lock open after the last round. We think that may have been thumb placement on our part. We did have a couple of failures on it, but I'm going to tell you that I think it just needs a break-in because everything is pretty snug on this gun. And what you're getting is, out of that 2.5, 3 month wait that you're putting in, you're getting a gun that is built for you how you want it. And I think that it's a pretty good value. So hit the folks up, Stealth Arms. They're from right here in Ohio, just like me. And tell them what you want. Tell them how you want it. In the meantime, folks, train hard, stay safe, shoot straight. Have a wonderful day.